RPG a day question number 5. What is your favorite reoccurring NPC? My favorite reoccurring NPC. Well, that has to be a modern one. That has to be one that I've created and used a whole bunch. This NPC was born in Saturday Morning Tabletop, and initially was kind of a throwaway NPC. And because of the events that surround this NPC, it caused this almost insignificant, inconsequential non-player character to become almost a staple in Saturday Morning Tabletop. And this NPC was created, born, and birthed during the SMTT beta testing campaign. This is Sweet Tooth. Sweet Tooth is not and was not much of an evil doer, right? Like, not this hardcore, I want to defeat everyone or take over the world. Not a real villain in the sense of what a villain is. For the most part, he was a huge jerk. That's all he was, a huge jerk. A bandit, leader of the camp, very self-centered, womanizer. He was a womanizer. Just a really big jerk. But because of, I guess, the voice I used, the tempo, the attitude that this NPC had, one of the players, it triggered him into just deeply despising this NPC. And, you know, they defeated Sweet Tooth. First encounter, they curb stomped Sweet Tooth. It was no problem for them. As a matter of fact, if I remember correctly, I think that without question, they utterly annihilated Sweet Tooth in every single combat encounter. He was never a fight for them, ever, no matter what time I used him. But they just seemed to crumble and fall in every social interaction with him. Just, they saw him, he was like, yeah, you gotta pay a toll, you know, it's just the rules, this is, you know, my forest, it's no big deal, it's kind of dangerous, we'll keep you safe, right? Like that was Sweet Tooth, and this player was not having it, right? Curb stomped him, defeated the ambush, defeated this mage woman. They were like, we're gonna take this mage woman back. Well, Sweet Tooth was like, I'm sacrificing all y'all to get away, right? Sweet Tooth got away. They apprehended this mage minion of his. Trying not to elaborate on the story too much, mage woman became like the girlfriend of the character. Sweet Tooth hatched a dumb, elaborate, just ridiculous plan that should have never, ever worked. But a combination of the right roles and the wrong role play from this character, it's led to the success of this outrageous plan where Sweet Tooth managed to get his vengeance, to utterly destroy the social standing of this character, and not only that, basically stole their troll. They were friends with a troll, or at least associates with a troll. Sweet Tooth hatched his plan, made friends with the troll, and kind of got the troll to believe that they're all liars and should never be with them. And he himself is a liar, but he hasn't lied to the troll, right? Like, Oh, and then he came back in another campaign, and instantly, as soon as he was there, the same player played in the next campaign, and the next this I'm being interrupted. I know. Player played in the next campaign, and soon as Sweet Tooth was mentioned, he was like, "Gotta whip his ass." And you know what? They did. They so did. They fought him, even though he wasn't really. He was still a little bit. They were low level. They were like level 1, level 2, and they weren't supposed to fight him until like level 6. But they captured him. They apprehended him. They didn't let him talk. They had to fight away the women that were trying to protect him. They took him prisoner, kept him locked up through pretty much most of the campaign, most of season 1 of the campaign. But he ended up befriending another stupidly powerful creature, and like they couldn't outmaneuver him in these social aspects, and they kept provoking attacks. Or his words kept provoking attacks against him, and yet it really wasn't like he. One of the players in the second campaign actually convinced Sweet Tooth by pure accident that he was the child of Sweet Tooth, and he was like, oh, my son! I didn't know. I didn't even know you existed. Had I known, right? It was just. Sweet Tooth is a train wreck for the characters that encounter him. And he's my favorite because he's so weak and so pathetic compared to the characters. He never, ever, ever wins any fight, any physical confrontation with the characters. And yet, he is such a huge stumbling block, a huge wall for my player characters. I don't understand why they allow him to be that way, but he is, and he has been, and he right now, hands down, is my favorite reoccurring NPC, even though he's more of a villain. But with that said, I think I've been talking a little too much, so I'm gonna go now.